I'd like to yield myself 5 minutes to ask a question, and then I'll go to the ranking member and the other members on the panel here today. This question is for both Ambassador Brownfield and Deputy Assistant Secretary Ayalde. There have been concerns about the Honduran government's efforts to confront corruption and criminality in its police force, and about State Department's FY 2012 certification of Honduras. In your estimation, has the Honduran government met the conditions for certification, and can you explain State's rationale in reaching that decision to certify? Second, what's the impact on your programs and progress from the Senate holding up the funding? Ambassador Brownfield, do you want to do, or should we, do you want to, yeah, that's fine.
We have not issued the report yet. We are following it, the situation very carefully. Obviously, we are, like others, concerned with some of the issues of impunity and human rights. But we believe that our commitment is to the Honduran people, and we are looking for ways that we could continue to do so while adhering very closely to the legal restrictions.
And Mr. Chairman, from a programmatic perspective, the impact on our ability to conduct our programs is this. First, we try to have programs that directly attack the problem being evidence of corruption and, call it, misbehavior or abuse of authority in law enforcement and security elements. We attempt to address the problem by training at base level or basic level for those in the police and security forces, and second, by supporting the establishment of internal affairs divisions that are able to identify the corrupt or abusive individuals and eventually remove them from service. Second, we are applying the strictest possible vetting standards to those units and individuals with whom we work, by which I mean we use the community that assesses these matters, the human rights community, the legal community, the policy community, both here in Washington and in the field in Honduras, to determine which individuals and which units are reasonably believed to have committed these abuses in the past or continuing to commit them in the future. And those individuals and units we will not work with. We will find in some cases we apply a lesson by which we have 2 degrees of separation. For example, if a particularly senior official is found to have committed these abuses, we not only will not work with that official, we will not work with anyone that reports to that official. We will be at least 2 steps below that individual before we would work with anyone in that institution. What has been the impact of the Senate hold, Mr. Chairman? There is currently $10.3 million on hold. This funding would be used to support the ability of the Honduran National Police to conduct drug interdiction operations, particularly in the isolated northern region of the country. The impact of the hold at this point is our inability to deploy or support the deployment of Honduran National Police in that area. That in and of itself is not a disaster. The problem, of course, is just as you and I realize this, so do the drug traffickers. And as they realize that this is a zone where the police cannot reach, it obviously for them becomes a very inviting area through which to traffic their product.
Thank you. I'm going to yield back the balance of my time and recognize the ranking member.